Welcome back here to Daytona for Gatorade Duel number 2 from the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Daytona 500. As we have 23 drivers getting ready to go, see where they will start or if they will start in the Daytona 500. We saw what happened in race number 1 of the Gatorade Duels. Let's see what happened in race number 2. As we got Austin Dillon, rookie, the number 3, Austin Dillon, starting on the pole. Will start second in the Daytona 500 after being second quickest on pole day. On the outside of row number 1 is the number 18 of Kyle Busch. Row 2, we got Paul Menard and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Row 3, 2 Toyotas, Matt Kenseth and Clint Bowyer. Row 4, Front Row Motorsports, David Gillen and David Reagan. Row 5, Jimmy Johnson and Carl Edwards. Row 6, Greg Biffle, E.J. Allmendinger. Row 7, Ryan Newman, Eric Almirola. Row 8, Marcus Ambrose and Michael Waldrop. Row 9, Justin Allgaier and David Rittelman. Row 10, Landon Castle and J.J. Yeley. Row 11, Terry Labonte and Tony Raines. And row 12, Jeff Green. We have, let's see, we got 5 drivers in this Gatorade Duel that are not locked into the race. Let's go down, see who they are. Jeff Green must make the show on time in the 19. Tony Raines, Terry Labonte, Landon Castle, and the 56 of Michael Waldrop. Terry Labonte is a past champion, but will not be able to be a past champion or use a provisional to make the race because Kurt Busch, the 2004 champion, was pretty much in charge of the provisional, so he's in, but Labonte has to race his way in if he wants to make the race. So, right now, Waldrop and Castle are the 2 highest of the go homers. Raines, Labonte, and Green has to do anything they can to make the show for the sponsors, even though very few of them have sponsors. So let's see what will happen in Gatorade number 2 as we get these engines fired up. So Austin Dillon from the Cheerios Chevrolet. His car starts to roll off. That is a great sign for the number 3 team. If the 3 of Austin Dillon does not finish this race, if he retires, whoever wins this Gatorade Duel will be starting second in the Daytona 500. We saw just 3 cars not finish the race in G1. Denny Hamlin, Bobby Labonte, and Trevor Bayne. All had to go to backup cars, and all will be starting in the back in the 500. Same goes with this one. Waldrop, Castle, Labonte, Green, and Raines are all trying to get into the 500 as the other 19 cars are trying to see where they will start in the 500. Here we go. Gatorade Duel number 2 is Green from Daytona. Cornelius will the outside lane help the 18 of Kyle Busch. And yes, it does, and the 18 gets a great jump, and Kyle Busch will clear Austin Dillon. It looks like he is trying to get help from his teammate Paul Menard. As Kyle Busch gets the lead, he now pulls out to a pretty good lead now down the backstretch. Dale Jr., Clint Bowyer fighting on the outside, trying to get around to number 3. Jimmy Johnson makes it 3 wide. He gets around the 38 of David Gillen, tries to get to the inside. Looks like Jeff Green, Tony Raines are already starting now to lose the draft. As they come off turn 4, Kyle Busch and the 18 will lead lap number 1 here at Daytona. Austin Dillon trying to get help from Matt Kenseth. Kyle's brother Kurt dominated the Gatorade Duel number 1 but lost it at the very end to Brad Keselowski. Kyle Busch, right now, he's out front. He's led the first lap, now leading lap number 2 as Austin Dillon right on his back bumper. Now Johnson picks out a line. He looks to the inside with Greg Biffle. Kenseth thinking about blocking Johnson, but does not. as Johnson and Biffle moves up on the inside with Marcus Ambrose in the 9. Now Gillen gets to the inside of Allgaier, or gets to the inside and blocks Allgaier. Right now the two highest going homers, Michael Waldrop moving on the inside, and Landon Castle, who is right now trying to stay in the draft. Terry Labonte, Tony Raines, and Jeff Green does not look good with those three as of right now. Johnson gets kicked to the high side. Biffle, Ambrose makes it to 3rd and 4th as Austin Dillon still just right behind Kyle Busch. What we saw in the Gatorade Duel 1, Casey Kane rode behind Kurt Busch for a long time and even tried to pass him a couple of times, but kept on getting passed back by the 41 of Kurt Busch. Now it's like not really nobody's trying to make a move on Kyle Busch as of right now, as two forwards now. He's sitting 2nd and 3rd, Greg Biffle and Marcus Ambrose. Now Ambrose gets to the inside of Greg Biffle. And we're having a little bit of low frame rates. How about a run on that 38 of David Gillen, and there's Ricky Justin Allgaier, and now it looks like Ambrose trying to make a move to the inside. Marcus Ambrose, the Australian Devil, looks to the inside and he's there. He is there. Can he get enough help from the 38 of Gillen? Biffle's not close enough to the 18 of Kyle Busch. Come off turn 4, Marcus Ambrose with the lead. And he leads that lap. Getting help from David Gillen. Kyle Busch gets shuffled off to the outside. And that means Marcus Ambrose will have the lead. And how about David Gillen up in 2nd? Michael Waldrop 3rd on the inside lane. Then it looks like it's Eric Almirola and David Reagan. Jeff Green and Tony Raines has lost the draft. So has Terry Labonte. Right now it is in the good hands of Waldrop and Castle to make the field. And Johnson's in the wall. Jimmy Johnson in the wall. And he's going to lose all that time he had. He was running 11th last time by. We saw the exact same thing with Tony Stewart. And it happens to another champion, 6-time champion Jimmy Johnson. So he might even get passed by Terry Labonte as he moves to the outside. Tough break for Johnson as Ambrose. And now he has his Richard Petty Motorsports teammate, Eric Almirola, right on his back bumper now. Well, let's stay 1 and 2. Try to keep the other guys behind them. David Reagan in 34, Clint Boyer in 15, Ryan Newman 31, fighting on the inside. As the top 2 blocks some momentum, Ambrose and Almirola, your top 2, with Reagan, Boyer, and Newman. Seen a lot of good guys who you really don't really see that much up at the front. Got like these top 3. Got Ron Newman up here. We all know Ron Newman's bad luck on restricted plates, even though he is your 2008 500 winner. Nice run out of this 36 of J.J. Yelly and the 83 of David Riddleman. Yelly carrying a special Golden Corral paint scheme for the 500. There's David Riddleman in the 83. Almirola goes high. Ambrose can't pick him up. They have him stay behind him as Clint Boyer. And do we have trouble? Thought Michael Waldrop got in the wall. It's David Gillen and Kyle Busch. And Castle gets to the back bumper of Allgaier. That means Gillen and Kyle Busch are going to lose the draft, possibly like Jimmy Johnson. Michael Waldrop's the only go holder who I've seen that can stay in the pack. Lenny Castle's been having trouble trying to stay with Allgaier and all these guys up here. Like Marcus Ambrose is probably the Kurt Busch of the Gatorade Duel number 2. He has a lot of fast guys. Here comes the 88, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the 2003 champion Matt Kenseth, a 2-time Daytona 500 champion for Matt Kenseth. Paul Menard lined up on the inside. You got about about 12 laps remaining here at Daytona. Here comes the 20 of Kenseth. He's on the inside of Marcus Ambrose, and he will take the lead away with Paul Menard right behind him. Oh, got Newman. Newman was trying to make it 4-wide, looks like. He's on the inside of David Reagan, outside of Greg Biffle. This could be hazard as they enter turn 3. And this is right in front of Michael Waltrip, who has to make the field on time. Boyer, looks like Boyer's in the wall. Clint Boyer and Carl Edwards. So we've lost a few more players. Clint Boyer and Carl Edwards. As the top 3 is Kenseth, Menard, and Austin Dillon. It's great to see the number 3 back in the NASCAR Spring Cup Series. And running up front is always the best thing from the number 3. Number 3 has been known of being running up front along with the late Dale Earnhardt. Matt Kenseth, runner-up in the championship 1 year ago, winning a record 7 races. That was the most wins he ever got in a season. Got 2 wins in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Also running this, Matt Kenseth and Paul Menard running the NASCAR Nationwide Series race at Daytona as well. Let's see who's lost the draft. Let's look at the back at least. Tony Raines, Jeff Green, they pretty much know, unless a wreck happens with Waldrop and Castle and Labonte, those 2 will not be making the field. Terry Labonte running 21st, Jimmy Johnson 20th. David Gillen's lost the draft. There's Landon Castle, Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards. We have about 14 guys in this pack. And we got a lot of guys who you don't normally see. We got Allgaier making his first full season in the NASCAR Spring Cup Series. We got David Ruderman, Allmendinger, Yelly, David Reagan. But you gotta know, David Reagan, even though he's in a little bit less budget team, that 34 can still win. We saw it last year at Talladega. What a great win that was for David Reagan, Bob Jenkins, everybody at Front Row Motorsports. As Greg Biffle had the lead, but now under attack from the 43 of Eric Almirola. Seeing a lot of Fords running up front. Could this be Ford's season, the winter championship? They've been close with Greg Biffle or Carl Edwards or Matt Kenseth. Long time since Ford has won a championship, and now Almirola to the inside of Biffle, trying to get the lead away. Biffle trying to get momentum up top with Ryan Newman, Austin Dillon. They're side-by-side drag races. They come to the start and finish line. The outside lane worked in Gatorade Duel number 1 with Keselowski, Brad. Almirola has Dale Jr. He knows how to draft on a super speedway. But Biffle hanging tough on the outside. Greg Biffle on the outside. Almirola on the inside. Here comes Ryan Newman pushing his way up to the front. Pushing Greg Biffle down the backstretch. Can Biffle clear Almirola? He still has his nose in on the inside. Great racing for the lead at Daytona between 2 Fords, 2 Chevys who is 3rd and 4th. The 2 pushers are Chevrolets. The guys being pushed are Fords, and there's Kenseth falling back on the outside with not really no help. Looks like he's going to get behind one of his Toyota teammates, Michael Waldrop. Looks like Almirola's a little bit better in the center, but Biffle's able to get that momentum off the turns. That could be great for the outside lane if they continue to stay like this. They got more guys on the inside. That's kind of surprising. Now Almirola has to battle Ryan Newman as Greg Biffle will clear Almirola. As they come off turn 4, it'll be 6 laps remaining in Gatorade Duel number 2. Greg Biffle, and we're having some little difficulties right there. Greg Biffle out front. Ryan Newman now fighting on the outside of Almirola. Got more guys now on the inside. We had a lot of guys lose the pack because they get in the wall and they cause somebody else to go with them. Carl Edwards back here. We got Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer, Jimmy Johnson, David Gillen. Now Junior gets to the inside of Almirola. David Reagan, Marcus Ambrose. Could that be a pair to get up to the front? That 9 is fast. He has one of the best cars today. Him, Biffle, Almirola. Come to the tri-oval. Junior moves high. David Reagan in the 34. Marcus Ambrose in the 9. The next two guys on the inside behind Greg Biffle. Austin Dillon's on the inside. J.J. Yelly. David Ruderman tries to go high. Kenseth comes low. Ruderman follows. And now Dillon makes a 3 wide on Ambrose. Will Yelly go with him? Yelly does. Paul Menard, Ryan M goes way high. The 2 RCR cars falling back. It is a plan for Richard Childress Racing's the 27 and the 31. As the top 3, Greg Biffle, Dale Jr., and David Reagan, your top 3 trying to pull away, trying to separate themselves from the other 11 drivers. Here comes Junior to the inside. It was around this time in Gatorade Duel 1 when somebody, Brian Keselowski, got to the inside of Kurt Busch and was able to take the lead away. And then Kurt Busch got shuffled back. David Reagan with Dale Jr. Here comes Austin Dillon to the inside of Reagan. J.J. Yelly, look at that, 36. Coming his way to the front. Reagan's in the middle. Biffle falling back on the outside. They go 4 wide. That could be trouble, and that could be great for the 88. Dale Earnhardt Jr. out in front at Daytona. The number 88 and the number 3. 2 special numbers in NASCAR. Leading the Gatorade Duel number 2. How about the guy sitting in 3rd? J.J. Yelly has never won nothing in NASCAR. I'm sure this might not be a point stay, but boy, let me tell you, this is a great momentum booster for the 36 of Yelly. As he's under attack now from the 20 of Matt Kenseth, who's trying to come back on the inside. There's Paul Menard and Ryan Newman. They were falling back a couple of laps ago. They have now worked their way up into the top 5, or soon to be in the top 5. Almirola falls back. Biffle, the 4s are all now falling back. Here they come into the tri-oval. 2 laps of racing to go. Junior, Dillon, Kenseth, Menard, and Newman. That's your top 5. And here comes Kenseth. He pulls out a line. He goes to the inside, bringing Ryan Newman. Look at Michael Waldrop. He's now in the back bumper of Ryan Newman. That's a 20. Have anything for the 88. Dillon has teammate Paul Menard with him. Junior goes high to block the outside line to make sure they don't get a momentum. But don't forget about Michael Waldrop in the 56. Goodbye 3, goodbye 27. Dale Jr., Matt Kenseth, Ryan Newman, Michael Waldrop, and Marcus Ambrose, your top 5. As they come off turn 4. Be white flag. One more time around Daytona for Dale Jr. Does Kenseth make a move? Does he wait until the back starts? Does he wait off turn 4? Here comes Kenseth to the inside. Matt Kenseth with Ryan Newman pushing. They're side by side. Junior with no help. Austin Dillon too far back to have the 88. Does Ryan Newman make a move? Kenseth goes high to block. Junior, don't forget about Newman. Look at Michael Waldrop. Waldrop on the inside. He gets to the inside of Newman and Kenseth. The 56, Michael Waldrop. Goodbye Kenseth, goodbye Newman. It's Michael Waldrop, everybody. He's out front. They come off turn 4. Ambrose tries to make a move. Won't be enough. The 56, Michael Waldrop wins the Gatorade Duel number 2. How about that? Michael Waldrop, your winner of the Gatorade Duel number 2. And we never really saw him take the lead or try to take the lead any at all in this race, but he is in. Not only he is the winner, but he is now in the Daytona 500. He was a go homer. And Terry Labonte has got around Landon Castle. Probably because Terry Labonte was in this pack with Gillen and Johnson. Labonte is in the 500. And Landon Castle spent most of the day trying to just stay with the pack. He is going to fall just a little bit short, and he will not make the field for the Daytona 500. That means Landon Castle, Jeff Green, Tony Raines, Brian Keselowski, and Josh Wise are the 5 who will not make the field. But it's Michael Waldrop, your winner. Marcus Ambrose, second. What a race. What a weekend it's been so far. 31 are Ryan Newman, third. Matt Kenseth and Paul Menard, your top 5. Dale Jr., David Reagan, J.J. Yelly, Greg Biffle, and Austin Dillon, your top 10. And there are your official results. It's been one hell of a weekend so far. Next up is the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Next Air Energy Resources 250. So far, this is the end of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Gatorade Duels. Until the Truck Series race at Daytona, we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.